There's Booey's on the day sofa. He's resting comfortably with the music on. I don't want to disturb him, but he looked really cute, so I thought I would show him to you. Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals. This is Onsior Robenacoxib for cats, and Boo's been taking this for the past 2 days. I'm just about to give him his final dose, so I just thought I would film this so I have a record of it. These are 6 milligrams per tablet, and the dose is 1 tablet by mouth every 24 hours for 3 days, give with food. And the vet said that this could be crushed up in his food, so that's what I've been doing. It comes in this blister pack, and there are some empty little blisters, and then the round ones have the little pills in them. They're very small pills. This is what they look like, and what I do is I just take a knife and I cut them into smaller pieces. And these are the smaller pieces, so I'm going to mix this into a little bit of food for him. I give him like an appetizer size portion before I give him his full meal. That way I can know that he took the entire dose, and it's easier to get him to eat a smaller portion than the full meal. Also, I should mention that one of the side effects of this medication is loss of appetite. And I don't understand why the vets would prescribe this, because they specifically told me to make sure he eats, because he was slightly anemic and he had slightly low potassium, most likely from blood loss, like for the 24 hours prior to him going to the vet, he was bleeding. So they're like, make sure he eats well. And then they prescribe him this medication where like the main side effect is loss of appetite. He's been getting it for the past 2 days. Today's the last day. They say only give this to a cat for 3 days, not longer than that. So that's why he's getting it. This is an anti-inflammatory, and it's also a pain reliever, I believe. This is the portion that he's getting the medication mixed into. So I just have to get him to eat this small portion, then he'll get the rest of his breakfast. He just finished his plate, and I would say that's a success. This is some of the homemade raw food that I made for him yesterday. This is beef-based food. He seems to enjoy this the most so far, so I'm going to give him the rest of his meal. It is 10:30 a.m. Hello, Boo. And Boo had his medicine today. He had it in a little appetizer portion, and then I gave him some more food. So it looks like maybe he ate some of the food that I gave him, but I'm going to give him a little Fortiflora on there. Maybe that'll entice him to eat more of it. This is beef-based food. Okay, so he went back to eating it. He's been watching chipmunk videos on the iPad this morning. The window's open, and he's been behaving really good. He's not trying to get out of the room, and so far, he has not been bleeding. I don't want to jinx anything, but it's been a little over 24 hours now. He has not been bleeding at all, so that's good. I'm just trying to keep him comfortable in here today, comfortable in here tomorrow, and then the next day we're supposed to go to the vet, and the biggest challenge is getting him in the carrier, so we're going to be thinking positively about that. I still have to clean out the carrier from the last trip to the vet. I'll probably do it later today. It's about 8 p.m. I just gave Boo his dinner, so he's having some of the homemade raw food. This is chicken-based, and I mixed in some warm water into it. And I also baked some haddock, and that's what that white stuff is. It's some flaked haddock. Boo usually likes fish, so I just put it on like one side of his food. In case for whatever reason he doesn't want it, like I only put it on one side. It is 10:30 p.m. and I'm here with Stella and Simba, and we're playing with some wand toys. Splash is in the cat tower, and look who's playing with us. Nancy's playing with Simba and Stella. They're all sharing a toy right now. Nancy was on the play rug with them a little bit earlier, but then I went to get the camera and she backed away. But she's been playing very nicely. Good morning, Nancy. It is 8:15 a.m. and look who slept upstairs with the bigger cats. I think Nancy misses Boo. How you doing, Nancy? And she was good. There were no issues or fights or anything. Right, Nancy? You're a good girl, Nancy. You're a good girl. Good morning, Boo. It's so bright in this room. I love this room because of the big windows. This room has the best sun in the house. How you doing, Boo? And it looks like Boo left quite a bit of food there from yesterday. I'm going to give him a churu, and then I need to start getting ready for my day. So that is the carrier from when Boo went to the animal hospital the other day. I definitely have to clean that out today. So I'm going to remove that from the room. I don't know if I should do it now. And I'm also thinking of getting in the car and taking like a test run up to the vet's office that we have to go to tomorrow. Because I've never been there before, and it's at least 30 minutes away. It could potentially take 30 to 40 minutes to get there. So I'm thinking maybe it'll be easier if I go by myself to check out the area, see where everything is situated, than having to deal with a stressed out cat in the car like the first time I drive there. It's definitely not like it's just around the corner. It is quite a ways. So I might do that today. Feeling good, Boo? Feeling good, Boo? Boo says he's feeling good. It does not look like he's bleeding, which is good. Okay, Boo, I'll give you a churu, and then I'll put your breakfast together in a little while, okay? I'm outside with the carrier. I just took out the training pad. It had blood on it, and I just realized that there's a bunch of blood in the bottom of the carrier also. So I'm going to use this Resolve Pet Expert. It's a stain and odor remover. It says it penetrates deep to lift and remove stains like feces, vomit, tract, and mud. It also works excellent on blood. So what's been happening is when I spray this on blood, it gets like white and foamy where the blood is. Do you see? Do you see how the blood spots are now like white and foamy? The battery died on the camera, but can you see like where the blood spots are? You can see that it got really foamy and it's lifting up that blood. So I'm going to wipe this out with a paper towel, and then I'm probably going to hose it down and clean it up really good. So everything wiped out beautifully, and then I just grabbed the hose and I hosed this thing out. Like I hosed all the soap out of the inside and I hosed the outside down, and that's another reason why I love these carriers. I think they're the perfect carriers for cats, not only because they have two doors, they have the front door and the top door, so it makes it really easy to get the cat in and out of the top door. But like with Boo in the past, sometimes I had to put him in the side door. I had to put this thing on the side and dump him in the side door. So it does give you that option. The other thing that's great about it is you could just hose it down. You could just scrub it out, hose it down, and leave it to dry. I'm going to leave it out here to dry in the sun, move it over to a dry area. But it's just so much better than like one of those soft-sided carriers. That would be a complete mess to clean. It would just be so much more difficult to clean. And the other thing I love about these carriers is that they're pretty much escape proof. I don't want to jinx that because Boo has escaped from, I would say, a semi-hard sided carrier before, and of course Sammy escaped from a trap. But so far these are really secure. I always make sure that both of the doors are securely shut, and so far I have not had any escapees, knock on wood. Don't want to jinx that, but it's another reason why I really like these carriers. It is 1:50 p.m. There's Boo. He was laying by the door when I came in. Hello, Boo. I was playing his favorite Music for Cats album, and it seems to relax him a lot, so he was like laying here. I just put a new training pad on the floor, and I brought the carrier inside. I just put it here on the table for now. I think this is a perfect height. If I need to lift Boo up, get him into the carrier over here. Boo does not like to see the carrier, so when I brought it in the room, he went over by the windows. And maybe that's why he was laying by the door, because the carrier was outside of the windows and he didn't want to be near it. I'm happy to report that I just got back from taking a ride to the vet's office that we have to go to tomorrow. And it wasn't bad to get there. It was mostly highway driving, but I am glad that I went today without a cat in the car, because there was a tricky turn off and I almost made the wrong turn. And I could totally see myself making that wrong turn if I had a howling cat in the car and it was my first time making the drive. So thankfully, I figured out that I needed to get off at a different exit. So I was able to reroute myself and everything was fine. And it ends up that the vet's office is literally down the road, like a few miles down the road from a location that I used to go to all of the time. So when I graduated from school, my friends and I all kind of went in separate directions. And there was a place that we used to meet up like once a month to have dinner. And it was centrally located. So my friend from Connecticut and upstate New York and New Jersey, we all kind of met there because it was all like in the middle of us. And we used to do that for quite some time. And then of course with COVID that all stopped and we just never resumed it. But the vet's office is literally just down the road from there, like a few miles down the road. And it was really nice. So I drove up there and from the outside it looks nice. And I think they might have even been open today because there were some cars there and there were some dogs in the parking lot. Like people were taking their dogs to, you know, do their business. There's like a little grassy area. And I looked at the dogs and the dogs were all happy. Even though they had like, you know, a bandage on their leg or something, they seemed happy. They didn't seem like unhappy or stressed. So I thought that was a good sign. And it was beautiful weather. It was like perfect weather, sunny, but not too hot. And yeah, I'm really happy I made the trip. And then on the way home, I decided to take like a more scenic route that doesn't involve like highways or tolls. So I went back the way I used to go there. Like there's like smaller roads that I used to take. So it was interesting to see like the new shopping centers that have popped up and stuff like that. So I stopped off at a supermarket and picked up some of the canned cat food that the Lucky 7 like. I stocked up on some of that. They didn't have too much of it there, and I don't like buying like every piece that they have. So I made sure that I left, you know, a good amount on the shelves for someone else who might need it for their cat. And then I had a nice drive back, and I just emptied the car, and now the back seat's all ready for Boo. There's a towel on the back seat, but other than that, it's empty. And yeah, just very happy that I made the trip. I'm actually going to give Boo a snack, because he ate his breakfast, so I'm going to give him maybe some canned food, or I'll see if I have any leftover raw food for him in the refrigerator. I want to make sure he's eating good. Now that he's no longer on those pills, hopefully his appetite will come back a little bit better. Right, Bo? But other than that, he's in a good mood. After I clean a few things up, I'm going to grab my computer, and then I need to get some videos done. I need to get a Lucky Ferals video done, so I'll probably maybe work on it in here with Boo so he's not by himself. Okay, Boo. I just gave Boo a triple snack. It's really kind of like a lunch for him. So he's looking at a salmon squeeze up right now. I have a little bit of the leftover homemade raw food that I made for him. I don't know what flavor it is, so I just gave him whatever it is. And then I gave him a little bit of the Merrick Rabbit pate because he usually likes that also. And I sprinkled some of the calming Fortiflora on it. So this is the new Fortiflora. It's Calming Care. It's basically a special probiotic that's supposed to help calm cats down. Boo seems to really like it. And again, I just sprinkled the tiniest bit on his food. It's kind of like an appetite stimulant. It is about 5:15 p.m. and I just gave Boo part of his dinner. I probably added a little bit too much water into it, but he's been eating a lot of soupy food recently, so this is kind of like more turkey soup for him. I also put some of the Fortiflora Calming Care on top, the lightest sprinkle of it that I could, and hopefully he'll eat some of that. It is a bit early for his dinner, but I don't mind getting him on an earlier schedule or even giving him another snack later. This is what I have going on outside of Boo's room. So this is one of the tall baby gates that I had purchased years ago. I think I got this when Boo was in quarantine and I first had gates in the door. And I quickly realized that this gate really wouldn't be too good because the cats can easily jump over it, which they do. But right now I have it here as kind of like a corral. So what happens is if I open the door and Boo comes running out the door, he sees the gate and he immediately backs up and goes in the room. And that's happened like once or twice so far. And so I just make sure that I'm inside of this gate before I open the door, and it's not easy for him to get out of it. There are 3 sections to this gate, so it does have hinges, and it's really easy to just like open it like a gate, step in, and then close it behind me. So this is what I've been using. There's Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Nancy's been spending some time laying around like the bottom of the gate here or on that side, especially at night. I think she's concerned about Boo. But so far, this has been working for the most part. Boo's not even trying to get out of that room. I think he's really enjoying some alone time. There's Boo. He's on the day sofa. He's resting comfortably with the music on. I don't want to disturb him, but he looked really cute, so I thought I would show him to you. He ate a little bit of the dinner that I gave him, but that's okay. He could eat the rest later. You okay, Boo? Okay, you relax. You relax. I'd like to give a shout out to Abril and C.R. Barboni. Thank you so much for your patronage this month and your generous support. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.